All right, we're at the Goodwill bins right now, and the wildest thing that's ever happened at the Goodwill bins just happened to us. We were offered a chance to buy an entire bin full of goodies, stuff we like, for $50. We've never had this opportunity before, so we're not gonna pass it up right now, but I got a bit of a problem. They have to put the bin in the back of our van, and as you can see, my van's a bit overloaded. Still trashed pretty much from our last road trip. Still haven't processed all the toys and stuff out of here. So I gotta figure that out today. I'll figure that out right now. Somehow, one way or another, we're going home with this bin. Okay. We had to come home before we could buy our giant bin from the bins because we got to get all this stuff out. A bunch of stuff needs to go inside. I bought some new shelves recently that need to go in, and there's stuff that needs to go inside. I was going to try real hard to move it all to the front of the van and just get the bin in here, but it's not gonna happen. We got to empty this bad boy out, so let's do that. Okay, so where's my glasses? We gotta do this right. I had to change into a tank top because this work's just gonna be too hot. So the biggest problem we had to face right now, and I'm almost ashamed to show you this, but it's real life. This is our storage unit. It is hoarded. This happens every single summer because what happens is it's so hot right here on this black top in the middle of summer that it feels like 200 degrees. So we ended up just tossing stuff in there and coming back for it in the winter. So first big winter project's gonna be organizing this back down to where it's just shelves all the way around and we can get our Nerf guns and stuff. It's really not as bad as it looks. There's not as much in there as it looks like. It's just all tossed in. So we gotta make some room real quick for the futon that's in the back of here. And then we're gonna go get our bin full of stuff. Can't wait to show you guys this. It's the wildest thing we've ever done on this channel. About that? What do you think about that? Look, sold Dallas. That whole box is mine. Do you want to see what's inside? You want to peek? I'm gonna give you a quick peek. You probably ain't gonna see, it's too dark. Oh, boom! Oh man, today's one of the craziest days of my life. This changes things, seriously. We got a lot to talk about. Come here, Hannah. Come look at this. Come peek your head in here. Look right there.
Oh my gosh, it just fits.
It fit with the pallet. It was perfect. I measured, and we had an inch more in each dimension for the tolerance. So an inch more than we needed. It all fit.
That's insane.
Woo! Super, super, super pleased with how easy that box went in the back of my van. Don't get me wrong. I grabbed a tape measure and I measured it and everything, and I knew it should fit. I knew it should work, but a little bit of me was just kind of scared that we'd get out there to be too much of a problem and I'd have to start shoveling what's in the box. We got it in there pretty easy, which is good for the future because if they're gonna keep selling pallets at the Goodwill bins like they are, I now know I can leave the pallet, one pallet at least of anything that I want. And honestly, if I had to, I think there's enough room back there for another one.
Yeah, probably.
We can do 2 pallets next time. Now comes the difficult part, getting it out of the van with just me and Hannah. Now, it's just heavy enough to where I can kind of pick it up myself. I can definitely drag it myself, but those boxes, the assumption that I'm making, I've never really messed with these kind of large shipping giant disposable cardboard boxes. I'm assuming that they're just folded over on the other side and gravity's all that's holding that together. So I'm assuming if I start pulling that in the wrong way and just pulling it out, the hull inside might just drop out the bottom. So the best thing would be to do for me to lay down some sort of tracks for it to slide on, but I don't really have anything laying around that's gonna work. I've thought about that a lot. I could go buy something, but we're just gonna try to get it out of here and get it drug inside. This is gonna be pretty interesting. I really don't know what's about to happen, but we're gonna find out. Exactly what I was afraid of. Exactly what I knew was gonna happen. Wasn't much I was gonna be able to do with that about it without a forklift. The stuff is falling out the bottom. Okay, I'm trying to think of what to do here. I think we're just gonna get our rolly cart. We're gonna make a mess right here in the driveway. We're just gonna shovel it in and get it out of here. I just love it when things go exactly how I know they're going to, but I really hope they're not going to. I just told Hannah to go get the rolly cart. It's right there. Big goals. Big goals. So we're just gonna fill all this stuff up. You see this thing full of Nerf parts? Dumped it. We're gonna fill it with this stuff. So I haven't really told you guys what's in here. But now you probably know. Keychains, jewelry, general nonsense. There's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of pins, there's craziness in here. If you watched an episode, I don't know how long ago it's been, a week or so, we dug through bins full of this stuff. Well, this is more of that. We're hoping to find some Tamagotchi. We're hoping to find a couple thousand keychains. It's gonna get interesting. But right now, I gotta get this stuff out of the road. Look, I'm in the middle of our parking lot. And it's about to be full of keychains. Holy crap. Holy, what the heck? Look at it. That filled up my whole trash can. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. This is nutso. What the heck? I done filled the trash can up. Oh my God. You know what I think I just saw? What? Honorary citizen. Okay, it's a Disneyland button. I thought it was like a Page Master button. I don't know why, but oh, Taz. It's Taz with a magnet.
Sweet.
The black belt of roller coasters, ninja.
Well.
Oh my God. This is gonna take a while. It's gonna take a wee little bit. Hannah, first one to find a Tamagotchi wins.
Found a pog.
What?
Found a pog.
You found a pog?
Look at it.
Are you serious? No, it's a hollow Power Ranger pog. Let's go. I collect those. I mean, if you didn't already know that.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's for you.
Have an espresso shot.
Oh my gosh, we haven't even started.
Oh my God.
Key fob. There's probably gonna be a bunch of those. I've seen several rubber ducks.
Well. I found a back scratcher.
It's fine, it's good. Hold on. Look at this. You really just found that in there. I love the bins. I love it. I'm sure a lot of you already guessed this right now, but we're getting looks like we are crazy people, and you know what the best part of it is? We are! I need the charger too. We're gonna watch stuff while we sort. Why are you always hiding behind stuff?
I'm so small. I'm really not though.
Okay, so here's what's going on. We're not gonna film ourselves digging through every inch of this. It would just be 13 hours of footage and I wouldn't be able to edit it all in time for you guys to watch the video. So what we're gonna do, we'll film some clips when we find something you just gotta see, but by and large, we're gonna spend our whole day off camera digging through these bags, and I've got a box for each of us here. So here's one for you, here's one for me, and we're gonna put the coolest stuff we find in these boxes, and at the end of this video we'll go into the other room to our close-up camera and we'll show you the coolest stuff that we found. And then after that, subsequent to this video, we'll be making lots of videos off this stuff. I'm sure this stuff's gonna be making content for a long time to come. I mean, it's a whole entire Goodwill bins pallet full of nonsense, right? And there's a lot of keychains and stuff in here, so that stuff's gonna be getting stocked into our antique mall reselling booths a lot in the near future, so there's a whole lot to come. So just stick around, make sure you're subbed to this channel. And this is gonna be a good video, this is gonna be awesome. There's a lot of trash in here too though, so.
Nailed it.
I really wish you could see that. It was all the way across the room. All right, let's start digging. We're gonna sit here and watch the flicks. I got my laptop ready. Let's go.
Another special, fun, and different dueling challenge.
Precious
We managed to
plate.
get a
Plate, let's go.
battle pass.
All right, we have finished one whole IKEA bag. I've moved on to my second one. I haven't found anything like crazy wild yet, but this box is already half full of just buttons. So that's good, because we sell so many buttons at our antique malls. It's crazy. Hannah's spent most of the time on one big tangly mess here, but we've already got a pretty cool collection of lanyards. Trash can's about a third of the way full. There's a lot of trash, but that was expected. This is like a jewelry tray somebody taped together. Look at that.
Oh,
That's interesting.
it's very interesting.
It's trash.
It's broken.
Another update, we're coming right along. Hannah's still messing with the soupy mess. I just spotted a rubber duck keychain. That's very cool. I just lost it, it's gone. There's a lot of nice quality pins in here too. That's been an interesting thing. We've found a lot of keychains. We've both so far found one or two things that make us go, oh. Not a ton yet, but I mean, we haven't even started. With 2 bags of 7 bags. There's like 7 bags, 2 trash cans full. And we're both, I'm on a second bag, she's still technically on her first one, really. So, it's going well. There's a lot of buttons though, and buttons, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know we sell a lot of buttons. I do wish that I had by now seen more mind-blowing keychains, but I'm holding on to hope, because we just have so much more to go, so. Whew, okay, I'm another bag down. We've got about a half IKEA bag full of keychains, which is what I want to get to. The keychains is one of the more important things to me. But one of the more fun things, this is just a handful. I've been putting all the coinage in one place. So there's a lot of like smash pennies, which is cool because I've actually got a collection of these somewhere. A couple giant coins. It's gonna be fun, I think, going through the coinage when we're done. Last time we did anything like this, we had a bunch of Subway tokens, a bunch of out-of-date Subway tokens, which was cool. Very cool. Okay, I finished another bag. My coin, I found a container for my coins. The coins are getting out of hand, that's pretty awesome. Lots of, I'm assuming they're like some arcade tokens, some commemorable coins, there's a lot there. Hannah and I both found an Mp3 player. I found a little iPod. And Hannah found a little, I don't even know what the brand is, Imatic Mp3 player. Pretty cool. Lots of tarot cards. So many buttons. Honestly, it feels like just about as many buttons as keychains, which is cool, because we do just sell so many buttons. Not as many patches, but there are some patches. I double heart the doctor. There's some just odd things. There's just some odd things here. Lots of stuff to look at the end of the video, so stick around. But right now, I gotta take the trash out. We filled the entire trash can out. Like, it may honestly be a little too heavy for me to get dumped out. Now, mind you, this is trash. This is properly, like, no coming back from it, it's trash. We've got a bag of stuff that we're not terribly interested in down here, but is it worth the trash? It'll either get donated or sold in our booths. But right now, this is where we're at with keychains. That's a whole big bag of just keychains. That's my box of keep and look through for later. Where's your box of keep? Over there? I don't mean like keep, but look through on camera later. I've only got a lot more than Hannah because with just all buttons, we're going to look at all the buttons later. And then there's just other odd stuff to look at too, but there's a lot. There's a lot, but I got to take the trash out. Alright, it wasn't too heavy to pick up. I had to get some momentum. I had to roll up and throw it away. Whew. Okay, we've got one more bag after the one she's on. and then we're gonna break for lunch, and then we're gonna knock out the last 2 trash cans full. So look, we're just about halfway. I knew this was just manageable because that bin wasn't full. It was like a little bit more than a third, between a third and a half full.
Yeah.
It's good. We're gonna get it all done in one day, but it's work. This is work. Yeah, our hands are black. It's great. So here's the hard part about this, really. Once you finish a bag, you get down to this nitty gritty stuff where you're just like, what? Like, there's a plastic dragon, cool, and there's a little bottle. You know, it gets super random down at the bottom every time. Is that a scythe? It's a scythe keychain. Okay.
That's cool.
That might be one of the most interesting things I found.
Look what I found.
What'd you find? Ah! Are you serious? There's Pokemon cards?
Oh my gosh!
No way. All right. Well, that's going in the cool box, isn't it? I found the best Fidgy I've ever come across. Look at this. It's like tridents or something. I've never seen that. Best Fidgy ever. It's a big lols.
It's like a royal Fidgy.
It's like Aquaman's Fidgy. What is this? It's Aroma Keychain Locket. Okay. There's been several license plate keychains.
Yes.
Big lol. What is this? I keep coming. There's some stuff I'm just gonna have to like Google what it is. Like some stuff I'm just never gonna know.
Ooh, magic dice.
Oh, a whole baggie of dice. Any dice that's not a regular 6-sided dice, she says is magic dice.
Well, it's like gaming dice. I don't know.
Ooh, put that aside in case there's another one. You know what those are?
Yeah.
Magic balls. There's a lot of pom-poms.
Ooh, ear gauges.
Yeah, I've come across a couple of those. Cardinals.
The tiny, teeny, tiny little kitty.
Hannah Montana. Walk a dog on the leash. I am not kidding you. This is not a joke. There is a Apple Watch in there. It's the screen is still plugged in but becoming separated. What?
Whoa.
What? Are you serious? All right, well, I'm gonna have to take that to my guy. I'm gonna have to call the guy.
Oh my god, if we could get it working.
This bag was good luck. Because there was an Apple Watch and the magic Chinese rubbing balls. I don't remember what they're called. So comment below what these are called, but wrong names only. I don't want to know what they're actually called. Wrong names only. Try stuff number 2. Much heavier. That one was much heavier than the first one. Okay, we're back from Culver's. It's the best burgers on earth. I'll fight you on that. We only have trash cans left. Can we pick it up, maybe? It's full. I guess we'll start taking off the top of it. I don't know why I got my sunglasses on. And then, I don't know, we'll probably start dumping it into IKEA bags. Because the IKEA bags were pretty easy to parse. There's some weird stuff in here. I don't know that we're going to top an Apple Watch, though.
Yeah, but what if we do?
The iPod wasn't that surprising.
Nah.
I was thinking about this at lunch. The iPod wasn't like, oh my god, that's great. I mean, it was nutso, but those show up at the bins. I mean, they show up at the bottom of bins sometimes. The watch, though, that was a first.
That was pretty crazy.
That was a first. No idea if it's going to work. I've got it on a charger over there. It's not turning on. But, the guy could dream. All right, let's start digging into here. Hey!
What is that?
I think this is the case for the magic balls.
Yay!
They've got a name. I can't remember what it is. So we're going with magic balls. Let's go. That's where they go. I had a box of these. I had these when I was a kid. Where?
Oh no!
Ah!
Oh no!
This is the kind of thing I wanted to find. Keychain full of keychains.
Those are like those 90s ones.
Yeah, like from the dollar store. I love boys. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I look interested? The leftover bits. All right, I'm moving on to the very last trash can. It's so very heavy. All right, this is it. This is for all the marbles. We have not found a Tamagotchi yet. There have been lots of license plates, lots of buttons, no Tamagotchi. There's a little dinosaur. One of the more strange things we found, there's a shoe, a little Nike, one single little Nike. That's kind of funny. We're down to the bottom of this last trash can. We're getting there. We're almost done. Just a little bit more. I'm gonna pour it into an IKEA bag. We're gonna stand up, sort the last little bit out, and then it's over. Well, this part's over. Last dump. Okay, here's what's gonna happen now. We're gonna run through a series of clips here, just going through each individual set of things that we organized that giant pallet into. We're probably gonna end up on the keychains because I think that was majorly the point of all this. We've been working really hard to amass a huge store of keychains in order to put into an antique mall where we resell a lot of stuff. And honestly, this pile of lanyards right here almost didn't make the list of things that I wanted to show you. It's only gonna get shown right now because it's just so ridiculous. I've never seen so many lanyards at once, personally. Probably about a third of this we'll keep and actually put in our antique mall. I mean, imagine it, we're gonna have a wall of keychains. That's gonna be cool. Lots of cool stuff to dig through. Might as well have a few lanyards, but a lot of this isn't worth talking about. It's just the fact that there were so many. There's a lot of Phoenix specific stuff because we're in Phoenix, Arizona. There was a couple that are definitely cool. Like, I'll definitely put that up for sale in our antique mall with the keychains just because, you know, it's Starry Night, it's cool. But otherwise, not a ton to talk about here. Just NCAA Final Four for 2017. Lots of Army stuff. Major League Baseball and Taco Bell. That one's kind of cool. I don't know. Definitely comment below if you're spotting anything in here that you'd like to see closer or think is pretty cool. There were lots of awards in here, too, for, like, you know, marathons and other things. I don't know, we set a bunch of those aside, but that's it. Lanyards, and there's several lanyards in here that have buttons, which is pretty cool because I set a bunch of buttons aside too. We'll look at those in a minute, but there you go. There's a big pile of lanyards. Now I'll be right back. There's a lot more to look at. One of the next coolest things that was in that giant bin were all these coins. Now, this took a lot of organizing because there's just so much stuff in that bin. We were just setting aside one by one, and I tried to throw every coin that I came across in here. Now, there's so much nonsense in here. I've been sitting here going through. There's a lot of tokens, so there's like Chuck E. Cheese tokens, and then there's an absolute crap ton of these stamped pennies, and there's some weird giant coins. I mean, these aren't that weird. I have a magician's kit that I keep cool stuff in, and I have a few of these large coins in, but those are just kind of jokey toy type things. But I actually collect some of these stamped pennies. If you don't know what this is, tourist attractions around America. I don't know if they have them where some of you other guys are, but you can put 2 quarters and a fresh penny into one of these things and turn the wheel yourself, and it stamps an image from the tourist attraction type place that you're at. Now, I've only collected these so far from places that I've went to, so I've got like a passport style book full of these. Don't know that I want to collect them from places I haven't been, but if I did, this is a huge jump start. However, every time I do see these out in the wild, they're very much so corroded or dirty in this way. So like if I wanted to keep them, I'd probably need to clean them or something. But I just want to show off these coins because, like, although I'm not a coin collector by any means, I always have had a fascination with them. And that's another one that might make it into my magician's kit because it just kind of looks magical. You know, it's just neat. It's cool. It's scientific looking. I don't know. More giant coins, commemorative coins. I mean, California commemorative coin. I saw a few like U.S. Army commemorative coins. Very interesting stuff. This one was pretty strange. Republican Presidential Task Force Medal of Merit. You know, Ronald Reagan founder. Interesting. White House on the back. Lots of plastic coins for various things. It's just interesting. Who knows how that pallet full of stuff that we just dug through came together, you know? Was it all one person and they donated all that stuff? And they had a coin collection and a keychain collection. I think you'll see when we get to the keychain collections, there was definitely some aspect of someone collecting them there. It wasn't just compiled stuff. Someone definitely tried to keep cool keychains and they all ended up in that box. But these coins are a bit more random. There's not a lot of anything at all. There's not a lot of patterns like you'll see with some of the keychains. But this was one of the coolest things in there, a giant gold 1-cent penny. So, you know, it's kind of strange, honestly. I thought, you know, 1997, very specific. Among the nicer things in here, so much of this is just cheap, commemorative, or a token. And the last time we made one of these videos, we had a bunch of Subway tokens from New York, so that was neat. But not a lot of actual currency. So maybe someone did collect all this and they just collected weird coins. I don't know. I do like trying to kind of play that game. But I just wanted to show you this before we moved on, because it was a very interesting thing to piece together one by one from that box of nonsense. But I do have to say that giant gold penny is probably my favorite thing. And these will be fun to go through and look at and see where each one's from. They're hard to read sometimes, though. Verde Canyon Railroad, cool. Some of them are not stamped very well. There you go, Niagara Falls, cool. But that's pretty cool. Comment below if you guys are coin collectors at all, and if you saw anything in there you want a closer look at. Maybe I'll post it on Instagram or our Discord or something. But coins, I'm not a coin collector now, but that would be a good start, I guess, if I wanted to. Now let me go grab something else. Okay, this is heavy. Oh my goodness. Whew, that shook the whole table. I'm sweating just walking through the house carrying this thing. It's probably 100-ish pounds, right at 100 pounds. This is the bulk bunch of keychains. Now this is not anything we're gonna just pick through. We're not gonna go through this whole bag. Maybe you guys can comment below if you really want to know the entire contents of this bag. Maybe we could do a live stream and just show it all off. I don't know. Comment below and maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a little live follow-up. There's lots of cool stuff in here. There's lots of great stuff that I'm excited to put in our antique mall booth. I've said it before when we kind of talked about our desire for keychains for our antique malls. I don't know that we'll sell a ton. We'll definitely sell some. It'll definitely be another one of those things that for $1 or $2 we'll sell $50, $60, $100 worth a week or something. But more so, I'm trying to make it an attraction in our antique mall booth, something that'll make people stop and look. Then hopefully they'll leave with something, whether it's this or something else in the booth. But look at all this. There's lots of extra pieces, which is cool because Hannah and I are definitely going to make some of our own keychains at some point. There's lots of just like insane clumps of them put together. But I just wanted to show you this for context. Buy a whole bin of nonsense like that at the bins, narrow it down to this bag full of keychains. Now, stick around to the end of this video because Hannah and I are definitely gonna go through the coolest ones. We picked out all the ones that we were just like, whoa, this is awesome. And we'll look at those together and kind of maybe take a vote of what is the best one. But I just can't, like, look how deep I can just keep digging. And it's just more keychains. It's insane. I mean, there's just so many. But that's why we did it. That bag of keychains is the meat of why we made this video. Now, I don't even know what's next. Let me go grab something else. When I was able to go examine the bin that we were potentially going to buy before we bought it, I was allowed to just kind of peek into it. I wasn't allowed to dig in it or anything. But of course, on top were some keychains, and the second thing there were a bunch of were buttons. And we make a lot of our money at our antique mall off of buttons. So there's about half of a cloth shopping bag there, which is a pretty good amount because we do them from anywhere for $1, sometimes for $5 if they're really special. Some of the political buttons and some of the very specific buttons can go for a few bucks more. So the fact that there were this many buttons in there makes me really happy. We are going to just look through them briefly. I didn't set aside too many of these like I did keychains, because like I said, keychains were kind of our main focus. There's lots of great stuff in here. A couple things to note. This Titanic pin was probably my favorite. But something else to note is there's lots of interesting things in here, like buttons made into bracelets and other jewelry. That was neat. There's also quite a few, I don't know if I'll be able to find one right here, but there are quite a few buttons in here where someone had taken off the mechanism and glued on a magnet and just made these regular old fringe magnets, which I'm a bit ashamed to say I never thought of. So that's something we'll probably have to make a few of for our antique malls as well. But, you know, more movie pins, awesome. Jetsons, lots of hard rock ones, which are very collectible for some people, so that's good too. But again, I'm just showing you this more of for scope. This is actually one that might stay in my collection. I have a very modest pin collection. Huge fan of Bear in the Big Blue House and anything that Jim Henson ever did, so we might just set that one aside. Pretty tempted to keep that Titanic one too, but you know, maybe not that one. But there's a lot here. There's a lot here for us to have fun with. And again, if you spot anything out of the corner of your eye here that you'd like to see closer up, just let me know. But this video would be an hour long if I went through these one by one and every keychain one by one. There's a little Wookiee action. Come on, Chewbacca. So just to keep this video a sane length, we're going to gloss over everything except our favorite stuff here in a moment. But I was happy there were this many pins. I knew there were going to be some, but this pretty much, we have a stock of pop culture pins, so Pokemon and X-Men, you know, that kind of thing, which is awesome. But this probably double or triples our stock of miscellaneous out in the wild buttons. So that's pretty cool. And there's lots of name tags in here too, which there's no reason to keep them, but I kind of have. But there you go. There's a bunch of buttons. Comment below if you're in any way as excited about those as I am. Now, let me go get something else. I was super excited about the buttons, but what would a button haul be without some pins and some patches? I should have done them all at once, but there's just not enough room on this table. So as far as the pins go, there's nothing like wildly exciting. I do collect pins. I've got a pin board, a growing collection of pins on a pin board, a cork board. And a lot of them you guys have sent, and a lot of them I found at the thrift. But some of this peculiar stuff I'll put on there, like here's a scorpion pin. Okay, like that'll probably go on my pin board. There's a couple very specific things like that you'd kind of expect me to want to keep, like Marvel stuff or something that's in here. But there's so much that, like, I don't know, if I just wanted to fill a pin board for the sake of having a pin board, there's some cool stuff I could put in here. But there's so much, like, your support of United Way helps. So, like, there's probably 40 of these United Way pins, you know? And then these are actually light up. They're little sombreros. I'll probably just keep one. I don't really have any, I didn't have any plans to sell pins at our antique malls. Modelo, those are pretty cool. Though I'm pretty much at the point now, just from this haul, where I could realistically do that. Probably the best one in here, there was a Supergirl and a Superman. Those are going to go right on my pin board. Going to be very excited about those. Matter of fact, I'm going to set that aside so I can. Volleyball on a net. It really doesn't get a lot better than that. Dragonfly, there's a few in here that are more like brooches than they are pins or whatever. They're more decorative for the ladies, but I don't know. I didn't, besides like the Superman stuff, I didn't come across anything that I was just nutso for. Probably the best one, I think I'd have to say, in the whole thing. Vote for Pedro, probably the best one. But there were a bunch of pins. It was kind of amazing as we just kept sorting through this stuff. I was like, oh my god, I expected there to be a pin or two, but there was a lot. The patches in here are probably a little less interesting, but I just do want to show you real quick. I mean, what gets better than that? But the rest are almost all Boy Scout or Girl Scout patches, right? There's a whole bunch of that, and then there's a few random bits of nonsense. And it's almost a bummer there wasn't more of this, because we do sell patches at our antique malls, and I can't keep them stocked. If I go put 20 of these patches in our antique mall, they'll be gone this week. That's how fast they've sold for us. But obviously, I'm not really going to be able to sell the Boy Scout stuff per se at our malls, but any of this other stuff we will. So that was cool, but there's probably only 10 in there that's worth reselling. But still pretty exciting. The fact that I get to put any pins on my pin board because of this is really kind of cool. So now let's move on. Seriously though, here comes the good stuff that I'm pretty excited about. This is a bag full of miscellaneous, and of course the crazy Apple Watch that we found. I'll just dump this out so we can look at it, and Hannah's gonna swing by in a second and show all of her miscellaneous. This is all just stuff that in the course of digging through that bin we just set aside either to keep or show you because it's ridiculous, or maybe there's some resale value like this. Though honestly, if we get the Apple Watch working, we'll probably keep it. Hannah will use it or something, because we both kind of always wanted one but never really wanted to spend the money on one. What we think happened here, if you look inside, it's going to be hard to show on this camera, but the battery inside's a little swollen. Someone probably left it in their car, which caused the battery to expand, because it's 150 degrees inside of a car here in Phoenix. So the battery expanded and pushed the screen out. So maybe the screen's good, the battery's bad, we can put a new battery in it and maybe it'll work. We'll see though. But I mean, it's pretty wild to find something like that in a Goodwill bin whatsoever. But that was pretty neat. I've never even had an Apple Watch. Oh, but that's not all. There was an iPod too. It didn't make it into this bag, but that generation of iPod that we found, they're kind of crappy. They're not worth a ton, but it was neat. I haven't plugged it up to see if it worked yet because I don't have a charger cable for it. I don't have a proper charger cable for that Apple Watch either, but I did put it on one of my wireless charging pads, and the pad recognized it but didn't really charge it. So we'll try to get the battery replaced. We'll try to update you on that, because that would be a pretty good score. That'd be a pretty good profit margin for this box if we resold an Apple Watch. But again, don't know what we'll do. Two whole sheets of Pokemon cards. That was crazy too. And like there's some base set stuff in here, so that was pretty neat. Base set. No, those are not base set. Those are evolutions. So still pretty cool. But yeah, just a pretty random bunch of Pokemon cards. Anytime I find Pokemon cards at the bins, I'm happy. A weird little sock booklet, change purse thing. That was weird, so I set it aside. Tons of figures and useful little tools. I mean, there just ended up being, there's a kid's safety pair of Fiskar Scissors, which, if you didn't know, Fiskars is the brand that makes our giant scissors that we use on the channel. And honestly, all of our cutting tools here on the Nintendo channel are Fiskars. So there's a little baby pair. Pretty much useless unless you're in kindergarten. But kid scissors, they're the best kid scissors you can get. The next coolest thing that was in here, and I honestly, besides the keychains that we're going to show you here in just a second, the thing I'm probably the most excited about were all these dice. I collect dice. It's one of the probably top 10 things I'm passionate about collecting. It doesn't come up on the channel a ton, though it has, because I have gumball machines that I sort different colors of dice that I collect into. So this made me happy that the deeper we dug in this bin, the more dice there were. So we kept noticing there were these packs from some sort of probably magic booster boxes, or just, I don't know, just something from the game store. I don't know specifically what these are, but they're all kind of the same set of dice for magic and for other games, or whatever you want to use them for, I guess. But there's just these packages of dice, and they kept coming up one by one by one. This isn't even all of them. There's probably 10 of these, and that was exciting. That was really exciting, and that was amongst other loose dice. But the last dice thing we found that I was just beyond excited about. I mean, I was just ecstatic. We found this little handmade knit bag, and it was somebody's personal dice collection. And like, I mean, I'm sorry, there's also a little figure in here. It looks like Catwoman or something. I don't know. Didn't notice that was in there, but there's a bunch of dice. They're all somebody's, probably, this is probably what they had in their card bag or tabletop bag, what they kept them in. And that makes me happy. That makes me very happy. I will probably keep this set in there just like that, place it somewhere in my dice collection, because I think this is special. This really excited me. I don't know why. I love dice so much. I kind of get it from my grandmother. She collected them too, and my dice collection is getting out of hand. That was probably the coolest thing in my miscellaneous bag, though. Otherwise, it's just nonsense. Like, you know what I was going to do with this? Where is it? I've got a little plastic sorter just like this that I've been keeping my SD cards in forever. That we shoot we shoot video a ton here with several different cameras, and there's a lot of SD cards involved. And the case that I use is getting really dirty, really, really dirty, and that's not good for your SD cards. So I'm going to switch all those over to here. They're not really organized in any certain way, so there you go. And it looks a lot better, don't it? And it looks 100% better than what I've been using. So that's very useful. I remember digging that out of the bin, and I was immediately like, I'm going to use that. I actually have a pretty interesting growing collection of Rubik's Cube and other handheld puzzle ball sphere shapes stuff. So that'll also go in my collection. You know your boy has a lot of rubber ducks. And then this was interesting. The smallest fidget I've ever seen in my life. That is so small. This is the smallest one I've seen for sure. Another interesting thing, and a lot of you might get a kick out of this, someone took these very specific glass things, glued what looks like from magazines and other things, glued imagery on them, like Pokemon Blue there, and put magnets on them. So these are proper Fringe Magnets. There was a lot of these in there. Hannah and I both set aside a bunch. There's like a Mario Pal. This is another clue that made it look like someone was into something very similar to us doing reselling at antique malls. As a matter of fact, Hannah even found some keychains with tags on them for our antique mall that we resell at, and that might be a red flag for some. Oh, they had keychains and it didn't go well. Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but no one's going to do it as crazy as we are. We're talking thousands and we're talking walls full. We're going to do something pretty crazy with keychains. So I'm not discouraged by that, but I am highly curious about it. The fact that someone definitely had this antique mall type resale stuff and ditched it all at the Goodwill. And then what are the chances that I'm the one that was able to acquire it after that? The guy that tries to run around town here in Phoenix and sell this crazy stuff at antique malls. But those are interesting, right? Did anybody watching ever make anything quite like that? I'm not going to try to sell these. It's not something I'm interested in. I'm probably actually just going to put these on my fridge because they're pretty cool. But you can see how someone did the kind of thing I do with buttons, where I chop up magazines or something like that and try to fit them into this different kind of form factor to make resellable stuff. There's also another dice that was in there that was interesting. You know what that is. There you go. Just a bunch of nonsense. Now, let me go to the other room and let Hannah sit down, and she'll show you her nonsense bag that she set aside. Actually, I've saved the best for last real quick before I go. A McDonald's slap bracelet.
All right. I found some interesting stuff. It is pretty much nonsense, yes, but let's take a peek at what I got here. So, we got some cool stuff. There was a ton of these Christmas ornaments in there, and so I pulled out these two because I thought they were like the best of the best. This one just, it's intriguing. It's got a little glass pig on the inside, and I don't know, I just liked it. I thought it was worth talking about, but there was a lot of really cool cartoony little Christmas ornaments too. That the Smurf one was probably the best of those. There's a ton of Littlest Pet Shops in there too, which is great because I actually throw these up on eBay. Some are like individually worth a lot, and some just like up in lots. They'll definitely sell for like, got 20 of them. People pay like $15 for the lot. But some other random little toys. This I thought was funny. Just his head. That's it. Then we had, these are really cool. I mean, I'm a dish person, right? So little itty bitty canister set and this teeny tiny tea set. They were so cute. These I thought were super creepy and were hilarious. I don't know what they're for, but hey, they exist. There were some really cool little coin purses and jewelry keepers in there. I thought this was pretty. It was probably the first one I found. It's a little Hello Kitty. I'm really tempted to keep this for myself, even though I don't collect Hello Kitty stuff at all, but that's cool. I like that a lot. Okay. Who else had one of these on their fridge when they were a kid? Like, ours were magnets, and then you stuck your like important envelopes or something in there, and it held on to it. It was so cool. I liked them a lot. So that exists. And then we've got a couple of measuring tapes that were really cool. Some super old ones. Vintage watches actually sell really well on Depop for me, which is great. And one single Bratz foot. I was so stoked. A little compact. This is like a mile counter. It's really awesome. This, it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but these are the 7 dwarves. It's like a little die cast thing. We didn't find the back of it, but it's still kind of useful just having the fronts. Little 90s thingy. A belt. A little cat keychain. And teeny tiny sunglasses. All right, that was my random nonsense. It was super fun, but let's move on to the next bit.
Here we go. The final part of this video. I saved the 2 best things for last. Of course, one of them is keychains. Hannah has a box. I got a bag. There's definitely some interesting stuff in those bags to talk about. But before we get to that, I want to show you the runner-up best find. Besides the keychains best find, I want to show you the runner-up finds, and it's a stack of Pogs, and it's completely awesome because, as you know, I finally came across some Pogs the other day on this channel at a flea market, and now the floodgates are open. So McDonald's ET Pogs, like, that's awesome, right? And all of this stuff is super nostalgia inducing. If you had Pogs at all growing up, you probably recognize almost all of this, if not the specific Pogs, but then like the sets they're from. Back to the Future, which will go very nicely with this hoverboard that one of you guys sent me.
So cool.
Tell me, like, we don't need to collect Back to the Future stuff now. Look at that. I mean, that's not a shelf full yet, but that's awesome, is what that is. But that's not even half of it. Okay, there were VR Trooper Pogs in there, like. And then several Power Ranger Pogs, which I do specifically collect these Power Ranger Pogs. There's Lord Zed, there's the White Ranger, the Red Ranger, the Black Ranger, the Blue Ranger, a Slammer with finger grooves, which is awesome, and then 2 wooden nickel type things that I just kind of stacked with them because they were similar size. But those Power Ranger Pogs come in packages of collectible Power Ranger cards, and I don't have my hands on a lot of those, and that's a good number of those Pogs right there. So I was the most excited about the keychains in this box, which we're going to go over now. But the fact that those Pogs and some of those dice and some of that very random specific stuff that's so specific to us anyways was in there, super pumped about it. I love Pogs more than anything. There's my there's my collection box right there. They will be sorted in there accordingly whenever this video's done. Very excited about that. Now, how do we go through these keychains? Because there's plenty here to talk about. I think we'll just dump both of them out and just start talking about it and just go over it all. There's definitely some stuff in here that we're both excited about.
This is stuff that, like, I definitely didn't see out of your bag, and you didn't see out of my bag.
Yeah,
so I'm really excited.
Well, we're both just scoot up here now. We're just going to dig through it, talk about it, and we'll set aside the best of the best, and we'll maybe have a little bit of a vote. Because last time, I'll just go ahead and show you, last time we did this video, we had a little vote-see about what was the best thing we found. Now, of course, the best thing was the Tamagotchi stuff. That was hands down. So we really just voted for the runner-up. And Hannah's final choice, and honestly, both of our favorites won. It was just like half and half. Like these two tied. Yellow Croc and Sushi Cat. So those were like the best, most ridiculous ones from last haul. So let's go ahead and do that again and have a little bit of a vote at the end about the best thing we found. And I guess Hannah wins because there's a Darkwing Duck motorcycle. Never mind, you don't even have to vote because this wins. I remember seeing this.
That was amazing.
A Tupperware. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Imagine this. You walk into a antique mall and you're walking around, you're looking for whatever you're there for. It might be dishes, it might be clothes, who knows what it is. But you see this glorious wall. This glorious, glorious wall with nothing but keychains on it. And you go up to it and realize that every keychain on it is either the specific pop culture stuff or just odd, nonsensical ridiculousness, right? Like, okay, Corona hat, cool. A pair of jeans.
Oh my gosh, they're Guess jeans.
Is that, yeah, like that was, I thought you might like that. That might be end up being one of your favorites of the stuff I found.
Definitely.
Well, I guess I should have dumped these out the other way. So let me thumb through your pile real quick and we'll just talk about it. Very nice. Are they in there?
Yeah.
No,
they're not.
That's interesting though. Cool. Very cool. Now that actually looks familiar. I think you had one of these on a keychain, didn't you?
Yes, there was a ton of those in there, and that was actually the first keychain I ever got to start collecting for my travel keychains when my friends went to Paris and she gave it to me. Isn't that cool?
That's the exact kind of thing we're looking for, yes. There's a pink one. So your friend got you one of these from Paris.
Yeah. And then whenever I went to London, I got this little, like, isn't that awesome?
That might have to go aside for the best pile.
I got a little like Queen of England crown, and I actually will get it in a second, but I found one. Here it is.
Oh, yeah, you had this too.
And mine broke.
Yeah, very
so
nice.
Excited.
Well, we got replacement keychains for your broken. Shrek 4D, class of 2007. That's neat because I graduated in 2007. Jurassic Park, Hollywood Square, Hollywood. Yeah, some nonsensical Hollywood ones.
This would have been exactly the kind of thing I would have gotten from Universal.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because it moves.
That's really neat. That's very, very cool. Spider-Gwen.
Sweet.
That's
she probably
cool.
glows in the dark.
Probably, or she probably has an LED inside. Skechers. What?
Lol. It's so nice.
Oh, I think the other half of this, I've seen the other half. It's magnets
Really?
together. I don't know if it was in this bag or not, but this is really heavy. The reason this seems special is because it's just so darn heavy. I don't know if it's in my bag or if I put it somewhere else, but we have the other half of it. Okay.
Awesome.
Let me finish looking through yours, then you can look through mine. A dime, that's gonna go aside. That's a dime inside of a bike chain.
That's DIY.
I'm gonna pick the most special from yours, and maybe I don't know what we'll do, but I'm gonna set aside some of yours going through them. You set aside some of mine. That's gonna get set aside. That's Karibo from Yu-Gi-Oh. That might actually be a keeper for me. That was a good find. I can't believe you found that. Voodoo Space Doll.
There's a lot of those voodoo dolls in there.
Is that a keychain?
It is.
That's special.
That's rad.
That's special. Okay, Transformers, that's neat. What is
Little Macron.
a Macron? Wrangler. A really strange Pirates of the Caribbean.
That was one of my absolute favorite ones.
Oh, really? So we'll set that aside then if you like it that much. That's cool. A teddy bear. What?
Right?
Hannah wins. This is a Nintendo DS keychain that holds your DS games.
Practical and awesome.
Everything you found is better than mine. Oh, that's weird. A little Bluetooth speaker. San Diego Zoo snow globe. Little puppo. Is that a tie?
It's from Harry Potter.
It's a Harry Potter branded necktie. Okay. Oh, nice. I found something similar to that. That's cool. All right.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't remember what it was, but I found some sort of Nickelodeon keychain. Okay, so let me push yours aside. And so the craziest stuff I think you found: Darkwing Duck DS, Karibo Taz keys, and this dime is really interesting. I mean, this is probably gonna get kept because you have a Nightmare Before Christmas collection, so maybe we can set that aside. Is there anything from your pile you want to add that's like, yeah, that's probably amongst the more unique stuff? Okay, anything else you want to add from that pile you think deserves to be in the final vote pile?
I think we pulled the best of the best.
Okay, all right, let's, I'll set this, I don't know where to set it. We've already covered our table with keychains. All right, I've pushed your stuff aside. Why don't you, one by one, grab stuff from here and push it over to that side and talk about it as we go. I think this has some sort of word, it comes with like a word game, like tiles that you play with or something. Or maybe I'm confusing it with something else. If not, it's a banana keychain. So that was ridiculous. Very nice.
Little purse.
And if you see anything extra special, hand it to me and we'll set it aside.
That's awesome. Boba!
That's pretty cool.
Okay, some Hollywood stuff as well. Shark. Great. Okay. Oh, Black Panther.
Yeah,
That's
rest in
super
peace.
special. Lol. Okay. You like Coco Pellet,
Yeah,
don't
well,
you?
I guess maybe, what did I do with it? That lunchbox had Coco Pellet on it too.
I threw it over here.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorites. It's a little lunchbox with Coco Pellet on it.
Okay, I think these two you need to talk about.
Those are pretty special. Last time we did one of these videos, I found another keychain wrench, and on my personal keys, I keep a little wrench because my dad did when I was growing up, but these are like way more. These are like meant to be keychains. I just actually have a proper wrench, but those are cool.
Oh, we got Batgirl and Supergirl? That's awesome.
Not only were there several random minifigs in that crate, there was lots of keychain minifigs, so that is cool.
Okay.
Just nonsense, right?
Where's his arms?
Yeah, that's a big rip.
No! Oh, that's not a keychain.
Right.
Yet.
We can certainly make it one.
I love that.
I figured you were going to like that one, and I think he might, I don't know, it looked like maybe he lit up, but there's no place for a battery, so maybe not, but
Aw.
that was pretty special.
Is that wooden?
a wooden Harry Potter keychain.
That's awesome.
Hufflepuff. It's funny that I knew it was Harry Potter, but didn't read that it was Hufflepuff. A couple things made it in here accidentally because I forgot which bags I was sorting. I don't think I had any attachment to that. It just made it in there.
That's cool.
That's pretty special, right?
Yeah.
This is the kind of special thing I want on our keychain wall, so we'll hold on to that. There it is.
Oh my gosh.
That's the one. So you had, what was the character?
Ickis.
And
there was Ren.
There was no Stimpy, but there was a Ren, unfortunately.
That's
okay.
Awesome.
Keep going.
Poof. One of these I am deaf things. That's cool.
I didn't even read the thing. So I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen, but sometimes you'll be sitting in a restaurant eating, and someone will walk up to your table and hand you something and walk away, and they'll hand everybody one. And what they're hoping is that they'll come back and you give them $1 for the thing they handed you. It's a way for some homeless and or disabled people to try to get some money. But yeah, it was interesting.
I guess
that was like one of the only keychain lock and keys that were all together in here.
I guess someone gave him $1.
I guess so, and then added it to their keychain collection.
I love Randy.
Lol.
Little high heel. Some more Harry Potter. There's a lot of Harry Potter stuff today.
I actually used these things for a while, but my keys fell off of them. But there's one.
This goes in the pile.
That's super special.
No.
So this isn't that special. Open it up. It's actually got the monkeys in there. So there's a company for a while that's been making these miniature versions, not always keychains, but often keychain versions of famous toys and collectibles. They even make miniature Magic the Gathering decks. So this is only not special because it's new and easily purchasable at the store, but it's special because we like it.
It's still amazing. Is that
Deadpool?
It is Deadpool?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know this character.
I don't know who it is specifically. She's familiar, but there's so much in here. Yes.
That's awesome.
That was, well, probably not special enough for the special pile, but yeah, pretty. That was super random.
That's amazing.
Right? Like, I didn't know what to think about it because it's so large. Are you going to actually keep your keys on that? Like, that seems kind of ridiculous, right?
I think if I was like a Harley guy, I'd think that was
Harley?
the coolest thing ever. I don't know. Something about like motorcycles and
You're going to have to draw motorcycles and a
like,
scythe?
Like cool, badass stuff. I
was
know.
thinking like if you're like ultra goth and about 5 minutes late from an eye tattoo party. I don't know how you got to my dad on a Harley.
I don't know. He carries a lot of knives, I guess. I don't know.
All right, and there's a cow.
Little cow. Raiders. What is that from?
That was just like that last one. Something weird. I'm sure it's from something specific that we aren't terribly familiar with, but it was just, again, so large. Like, you're gonna carry your keys on this? That's like a hall pass. That's not like...
Yeah.
That's not an everyday carry.
The gas station gives you for your bathroom key.
There were 2 or 3 measuring tape keychains, and I always like those.
Yeah.
This one was missing its chain, but as you saw, there's lots of extra pieces. So there's some of this stuff we can repair if it's worth the time. Still has its tags. I think, yeah, we have a growing Pokemon keychain collection, so that's special. I don't know specifically what that's to. It's some sort of adjustment tool for, Heelys or some stuff. Who knows what.
You've got some interesting
Yeah,
concepts.
that was Terminator, which was nice. Some sort of ray gun.
It actually clicks. I'm sure it lit up at one point. This is catching my eye though.
That very, very vintage Barbie keychain, yeah.
My grandmother.
Did you see the wiener?
My grandmother had a Barbie game that had that exact picture on one of the game pieces. That needs to go on your keychain.
I think I'll just I have a couple of friends named Tina back home. I think I'll just take that to one of them. A keychain calculator.
Tiny calculator.
I think that was pretty special. That's a Fidgy.
Little Fidgy. Bottle cap NASCAR.
An actual lizard's hand.
Ew. Corona hat. We talked about that already.
Yeah. And then a Phineas and Ferb, but he's in the thing like Han Solo, right? The carbonite or whatever it is.
That's funny.
That's another weird one. If you're collecting weird keychains, you'd probably keep that.
The buttons click. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then there's a bunch of Vegas type stuff, you know. Thermometer is another pretty special one. I think that could maybe go in the final. Now, there's a little pyramid keychain. Why? I don't know.
This needs to go in the final.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so I guess let's push all this aside. There's plenty of cool stuff in there, don't get me wrong. That, like, we're not trying to take anything away from how cool some of that was, but I think this is some stuff. Alright, so let's just whittle this down to a final round of stuff to vote for. I think this is not special enough just because you can go buy that right now. This is special to me, so like I've got a small collection of keychains up here off screen. Some Pokemon stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff that's just for me, so that can be taken aside. Definitely unique. Definitely can set aside. I think the same for the jeans. I don't think this is very touristy. Lunchbox. Coco Pelé is just a native legend flute player. I think this can go into the final. It's a Darkwing Duck flashlight, though the batteries are dead. But that's pretty special. I don't think it's special enough for a final round.
I agree, but I love it.
But it is nice. It is quality. I think this is just on the borderline of special enough.
Yeah.
Because you would tear this up if you try to carry this as a keychain, but it is very collectible. I find this to be very special. This might actually go into our collection too, a little calculator, but I don't know that it's special enough for final round. I think this is, though.
Yeah.
I think the DS carrying case is. Again, good for us, but not special enough for the final round. Same with the key. Tell me if you disagree on any of this. We'll keep it in. I know you love this, but we're going to keep that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is just something you're super in. Hannah's a huge fan of the original Pirates movie.
I am.
And
I watched like 12 times.
Same with this. I love these. I think these are great, but we're not going to put them in for the final vote. And I think much like that fan, I think this is just borderline.
Yeah.
I think this belongs in because there's just going to be a lot of people that like it. Of course, you can say that for a lot of this stuff. So let's have a final vote out of these. What is your best? What is your favorite thing that we found in this? Well, if you want to tell us your favorite thing we found in the whole box, great. Like, we found an Apple Watch. I was like, okay, cool, great. But let's vote on these keychains, though, just like we did for the other one, and try to come away with what we think the best is. I think funny enough about all this best stuff is this is I only get one. You found so much great stuff. So Guest Jeans, vote between Guest Jeans, Darkwing Duck, the fan, which I doubt is going to get a lot of votes, but it might. The Tupperware, I feel like it's going to be between Darkwing, the jeans, the Tupperware, and maybe this will get close, but I don't think it's going to get as many votes as those. I'm just trying to guess, but I don't know. And then Taz snowboarding with presents. That's pretty special. But vote between those. What's your favorite? We'll tally it up, and I'm thinking we might do a follow-up. I don't know for sure. I'm not promising, but it'd be cool if maybe we went live with all of the keychains and went through the other stuff too, because there was lots of cool random stuff.
Yeah.
But it needs like a couple hours of just digging. So we could do that on a live video. It wouldn't be ideal for this setting. But I do want to know what you guys think. Vote on your best one. What's going to be added to the pool with Sushi Kitty and Yellow Croc, the winners from the last round? This is not a serious competition, by the way. But it is fun, because these two did get so many votes on the last time we did this. Honestly, I think that Tupperware and jeans belong with that.
I do. If I had to pick right now which ones were going to be the top two, it's those two for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. We've got people with different interests here. So vote below which one of those should be added to the Grand Champion stand with these two. We'd love to know what you think. But that's it, guys. That is our first pallet. I don't know what to call this video. Like I was going to say, first pallet buying video. There's hopefully there's potential for us to do more of this, buying these kinds of bins from our Goodwill bins. They're already selling electrical bins, clothing bins, etc., etc. We'll probably continue to buy a couple more bins just for the sake of content. I want to be clear, like, my choice to do this was content first. They could have been charging $100 for this bin, which might have been getting to the point where it'd been like, maybe we're not going to make a profit, but that was not my first intent. I wanted to do this on video. I thought this would be an amazing video to make, and for me it has been. Because if I haven't made this clear in this video, this is exactly the kind of content that I've wanted to make. My favorite videos we've made on this channel thus far are 10 or 12 videos that you can go back and Perhaps one of these days I need to put together a playlist of, but videos you can go back to our channel and see that we bought a giant haul of one thing. Our earliest version of that was a bunch of Pez dispensers. We bought like 1,000 of them at once and made just an awesomely fun video just sorting through them and trying to figure out what half of it was because much like some of this stuff, you guys, there's so many people watching this that amongst all of us there's almost nothing that not at least one of us is gonna know what it is, which adds another fun aspect to doing these kind of videos. This kind of massive ridiculous haul is definitely, if we could do this every day, this is what we would do. You know, so we of course could do this with Amazon pallets. There's all kinds of things we've thought about doing for content, but I can't imagine a pallet of stuff that would have been more fun than that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously video game stuff or something specific to us would have been cool, but like, how do you feel about it? Because this video is almost the perfect example of what I would love to do on this channel.
I agree. I'm trying to think of another type of palette that I would have had more fun with, and honestly, like a palette of clothes would have been like kind of cool, but not as exciting. There's like so much quality ridiculousness in this.
Well, clothes for you, video games for me. Obviously, there's stuff that matches our interest that if we could get a palette of, it'd be cool. But like, let's be honest. If you brought home what equates to one whole bin from the Goodwill bins, if you got 5 or 6 pair of jeans out of it, that would probably be about as good as it would go. Maybe you would do it hoping, like, obviously that Apple Watch was a nice little gold nugget. Yeah. Obviously you're going to dig through any bin hoping there's one gold nugget, and maybe if you got a pallet of clothes and there was one gold nugget jeans, or if I got a pallet of games from the bins, I'm going to expect it to all be shovelware.
Yeah.
But if there's one $100 game, luckily tucked in behind another disc, that's what for content's sake, that's what we're going to be doing it for. So I say let's do it. I say if they're going to continue to sell these bins at the bins, let's do a closed one. Let's just experience it. Let's do an electronics one. Let's just experience it.
Yeah.
And we'll keep going in that way. I think we'll definitely try to, I don't know about making this a series, but we'll try to continue to do this because this was the most fun I've had digging through a bin of stuff ever, because we got to bring it home and we got to keep whatever we wanted. It's really dope. But you guys comment below, let us know what you think. Let us know if you guys have ever had any bin buying experiences. Listen, there's all kinds of bin buying experiences. Where we lived in California, they did they instead of a regular Goodwill bins on one part of town, they did this. They auctioned off these bins just like this, and it was something we kind of experienced well before we had this channel. But I've had a lot of communications with a lot of you guys that have done this in really different ways. There's some towns have Amazon over. You can buy Amazon return pallets in different ways. There's lots of different ways you can do that. But I've seen stores popping up that buy up all of the pallets and then resell. They let you dig through the Amazon overstock pallets like you do at a Goodwill bins. This is a new thing I've seen online. Well, I don't know how new it is, but I've recently seen it online. So we need to find some of those stores. Maybe you guys can comment below and let us know if you have any of those Amazon return pallet stores in your town, so we can drive through next time and come check them out. This is definitely the kind of thing I'd like to get more into. I don't know that I'm just going to go get online. There's those pallet websites. There's plenty of them. If you don't know about it, just Google it. There's plenty of pallet sites you can go order your own pallet from. Amazon Returns, Home Depot Returns. There's sites that will let you buy those things at auction. It's all cool stuff. I don't know that I want to do that. I'm not saying we won't, but it's about like storage unit buying when people bid for that. That's cool stuff. I don't know that I want to get into that. We might do it one day to experience it on this channel, or we might go join up with someone else that we know, that we meet or know that does it already, and just kind of have that experience with them. Like there's a gentleman up in New York who just gets hired by banks to clean out houses that are repossessed and stuff like that. I'm not going to go bidding for jobs to clean out houses personally, but I would love to go experience more of this trash digging stuff on this channel for sure. This whole day of doing this video's been like 4 days, to be honest with you, but these whole several days of digging through all this stuff and dealing with it has made me, this is the conclusion I've come to after all this. I want to dig through more trash. Obviously we make a lot of Goodwill bins videos and that's our favorite thing to do, but definitely expect us in the next year to be looking for more ways to dig through more stuff like this. We're open and looking for any and every opportunity to do just that. Because, you know, if you guys haven't checked out our merch store yet, we're selling shirts that say #TrashLife on them. It's really, and we never really when we launched that merch line and started selling that stuff, we definitely explained it more, but I haven't gone out of my way enough to explain what it means. But this is, for me, this is what it means. This right here is trash life to me. Now, I appreciate that trash life can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. That's the whole point. That subjectivity is the point of it all. But if you ever want to know what Tindo meant when he said trash life, this is it. You know, this is the trash life I want to live. I like digging through this. I love this. Not just that it's keychains. Anytime we get to bring home something, and a lot of it, and process it, and understand it, and laugh at it, and make content about it, I'm a happy boy. Rant over, I guess.
Okay.
But I don't know. Anything else to say before we wrap up this video?
No, I mean...
Did I leave you anything? I didn't leave you anything to say.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the video. Comment below what's your favorite thing.
And definitely do subscribe, because we're on our way to 10,000 subs. We'd like to get there before the year's over. TindosTrash.com, link below. And another thing, if anyone happens to collect keychains specifically, or anything else that was just kind of shown in this video, coin collectors, I don't think I've had a coin collector conversation as of yet with anybody over on our Discord, but there's a link for this video where you can go click on it and go join our public Discord. It's really just like kind of like the YouTube comments, but you can post pictures and chat more specifically in specific sections of our Discord about this kind of thing. So I would love to, if you would come over to the Discord today and post that sort of thing. I'd really, really appreciate it. I think on yesterday's video, I asked a similar question. Hey, Hannah found a bunch of dolls on yesterday's video. Come over to the Discord, post your pictures, and several people have done so. So if you'd like an extra little bit on top of these videos, I know they already get pretty long. Like we've been talking in this clip for 26 minutes now. These videos do get long, I understand. But if you're one of those people that hits my DMs up and says they can't get enough of it, the Discord really is like an extra little bit, because like most days that we do something specific like this on the channel, it spills over into the Discord and there's more over there. Not really more video, but more people talking about the specific thing. So if you want to be more a part of this community and keep up with the conversation as it continues on after the video is posted, the Discord is the place to do it. And honestly, I feel like that's the best pitch I've ever given for the Discord. So if you're not joining it today, you're probably not going to, because that is the point of it.
Yeah.
It really is, just to continue the daily conversation. That's the whole point of the Discord. So go join it if you haven't already. But thanks, guys. We do post daily videos here with Keychain Tupperware. I mean, what the heck? That's got to win, doesn't it?
I think so.
Come back tomorrow, and maybe you can find out tomorrow who won, or maybe you can just watch tomorrow's video. I don't know how it's going to go, but come back tomorrow, turn those notifications on so you can. And until then, guys, peace out.